Today we're going to talk about solving quadratic equations by graphing. We're going to keep it really short and simple. We're going to use Desmos and do a couple of examples, and that'll get you started on this new section of notes. And we'll follow it up by solving quadratics with factoring, completing the square quadratic formula, and a little simple method I like to call solving quadratics by roots. But again, today, just this one video, short lesson on how to use our buddy, our friend, Desmos. So everybody's favorite. Anyway, let's just get started. A couple things we need to understand first. Just some key terms. And really just one. The zeros are the roots of the functions. These are simply the x-intercepts of the functions. I'll give you a graph here that I pulled actually from Desmos. You can see I've got the arrows pointing to the x-intercepts. Those are going to be my zeros, and that's actually the solutions for these quadratic equations. So this is the method that we're going to do. Simple solve technique. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set the equation equal to 0. This will be our standard for every single of the methods that we discuss to solve these things. Second thing we're going to do, we're just going to go Desmos. We're going to type that function in, and then we're just going to, let Desmos identify the x-intercepts for us. The x-intercepts are the solutions, or the zeros. That's it. Truly, simply, that's it. Let's go ahead and go over to Desmos real quick. I've already got an example typed in. I've got y equals x squared minus 4x minus 2 typed in. Again, Desmos gives me my graph. All I've got to do is just go there, touch it, and we get the zeros of our function. I got negative 0.449 and 4.449. Again, Desmos is going to give us all the information we need. Just taking a look at a couple examples with you guys real quick just to make sure you're understanding what I mean. Again, everything has to be set equal to 0. So let's take a look at this guy right here. We've got 2x squared plus 8x is equal to 10. So this particular function is not set equal to 0. So what we need to do is make that happen. So the first thing I want to do is just realize that the easiest thing to move would be the 10. So I'll subtract 10 from both sides. There are no common like terms on the left side. So I've got 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equals 0. And now I'm going to go over to Desmos. I'm going to enter that function in. Whether I want to keep the first function or not, it's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to type straight over what I had to begin with, just to keep it simple. Don't need all those graphs. So we've got 2x squared plus 8x and minus 10, and of course, you guys know me well enough to know I can never type in Desmos correctly the first time. So I'll hide my keyboard. I've got my zeros are negative 5 and 1. So my solution here is x equals negative 5 and x equals 1. Now, anytime you're solving quadratics, it's always important to remember that the vertex could be your solution, in which case you've only got one real solution. And of course, you could have a parabola that doesn't touch the x-axis, no x-intercepts, and that just simply means that we have no real solutions. We'll talk about those imaginary solutions over the next couple of days, but let's just take a look at what I'm saying when I say no real solutions. For example, x squared minus x plus 18. If you guys want to pause the video or something so you can just type that in and set that in Desmos real quick. I'm going to go ahead and go over. Get rid of everything that I've got up there already. Of course, my graph completely disappears. And again, the beauty of Desmos, we can just grab that function and grab the graph, pull it down. We can find this particular parabola. We see that it does not cross the x-axis, and therefore this particular function in and of itself has no real solutions. And of course, we'll indicate that with the empty set, or we can write below it no real solution. Hope this helps. Shoot me a message if you guys have any questions on Google Classroom, or leave me a message here on this video, and we'll talk to you soon.